The Queen has been forced to pull out of the 26 Colombian pesos United Nations Climate Change Summit, less than a week after spending a night in hospital. Buckingham Palace said the 95-year-old had today regretfully decided not to travel to Glasgow and will now stay at Windsor Castle where she will rest on doctor's orders. The sovereign had been expecting the results from preliminary investigations carried out last week by specialist doctors at the King Edward VII Hospital in Marylebone, London. Royal sources suggested it is a possibility Her Majesty would need further checkups for the unknown medical condition. The Queen will later this week record a video message to be played at a reception for world leaders she was due to host next Monday as part of the world's largest climate change conference. A palace spokesman said, following advice to rest, the Queen has been undertaking light duties at Windsor Castle. Her Majesty has regretfully decided that she will no longer travel to Glasgow to attend the evening reception of COP26 on Monday, November 1. Her Majesty is disappointed not to attend the reception but will deliver an address to the assembled delegates via a recorded video message. The message will be filmed later this week and she very much wants 26 Colombian pesos to be a success and see meaningful actions. One source added that the Queen also hoped no one would use it as an excuse not to attend. Prince Charles and Prince William will now take over hosting the event, alongside their wives the Duchess of Cornwall and Duchess of Cambridge. The source added, this decision was not taken lightly by Her Majesty. It would have been a long journey up to Glasgow and the reception is a long event, which she was very much looking forward to. However, the Queen's doctors have been very clear and instructed her to rest. She has been able to take on light duties but sadly attending COP would have been too much of an undertaking. Earlier in the day palace officials moved to dampen fears over the seriousness of the Queen's condition by releasing images on social media of her carrying out 2 virtual engagements from Windsor Castle. Returning to work for the first time since she was admitted last Wednesday for her first overnight stay in more than 8 years, the Queen appeared smiling via video link to greet the ambassador from South Korea, Gun Kim. Sources have suggested Her Majesty has been feeling incredibly tired of late and has been told by doctors that she needed to take her health seriously and rest. Members of the royal family have grown increasingly concerned over the Queen's punishing schedule which saw her take on at least 16 formal events during October since returning from her summer break at Balmoral. She has been seen using a walking stick at recent public events, including at a Westminster Abbey service and when she opened the 6th term of the Welsh Parliament. The Queen was said to be desperate to attend the 26 Colombian pesos event, especially following comments picked up on a microphone following the Welsh Senate where she hit out at world leaders including China and Russia who are not down to attend, saying, "It's really irritating when they talk, but they don't do." Fears for the Queen's health were sparked last Wednesday when she was forced to cancel a trip to Northern Ireland just hours before she was due to arrive. Hours later she was taken by car to hospital and had to stay the night following preliminary investigations. It is not known whether Her Majesty has been called back to hospital for further tests. Palace officials said today that the head of state remained in good spirits and had continued to undertake light duties, despite her missing a church service at Windsor on Sunday. Royal sources suggested the Queen was taking steps to rest following sensible precaution with regard to 26 Colombian pesos. Courtiers have marveled at how the Queen has personally thrown herself into a hectic schedule of royal engagements after being freed from the shackles of coronavirus restrictions, as well as wanting to keep busy following the death of her husband of 73 years the Duke of Edinburgh who passed away in April. But palace sources admitted the Queen's complete diary will be examined in light of her needing to take some time off from engagements. Her children Prince Charles and Princess Anne, as well as grandson Prince William are on hand to step in to carry out investitures at Windsor Castle as well as accompany her on any future engagements, sources have said. Buckingham Palace would not comment on whether the monarch has received her booster COVID-19 jab, but given her age it is likely she has already had it. Boris Johnson has admitted he is very worried about whether the looming summit will be a success, and warned it might go wrong. In a Downing Street press conference with schoolchildren, the Prime Minister said it was touch and go whether the global climate gathering in Glasgow achieves its aims. Mr. Johnson appeared to be heavily managing expectations over the summit which kicks off in just 6 days' time. He said, "We need as many people as possible to go to net zero so that they are not producing too much carbon dioxide by the middle of the century. Now, I think it can be done. It's going to be very, very tough, this summit. And I'm very worried, because it might go wrong and we might not get the agreements that we need."